And finally, in addition to talking about growth and reform, I want to talk about one last thing. It's about safety. Now, some people in Washington and in the media call safety national security. That's something you read about in the paper. I call it safety. Because you see, when I see a video of a Jordanian pilot burned alive in a cage, when I see Christians from Egypt and elsewhere around the world beheaded or execution-style shot in the head because of their faith, that's something I feel. It's something you feel in your heart and your soul. I get so frustrated with what's happening in this country and in this world, particularly with the way this president has reacted to the issue of safety, because I see a president who drew a line in the sand and allowed people to cross it. I see a president who just in the last year called ISIS a JV squad, who calls Yemen a success story, who calls Iran a place we can do business with. Think about that. As a kid, I remember out in front of our house, we had a big old tree, and I remember tying yellow ribbons around the front of that tree in 1979 because Iran held Americans hostage in their country. One of those hostages, the youngest Marine that was held captive at that time, is a friend of mine, Kevin Hermany, who lives in Wausau, Wisconsin. And I look back and talking to Kevin and others, I realize not much has changed. So why are we doing business with him? Why are we even talking about doing a deal with him? I said, we should be doing a deal that's on our terms that says you get rid of, you dismantle the illicit nuclear infrastructure you have. You disclose fully what you have and allow us to go on upon inspection. You actually have to start dealing with neighbors in the region. Acknowledge that actually Israel is a legitimate country, a legitimate Jewish state. I was just there a week ago. Yeah, it is amazing to me. I was just in Israel about a week ago, and it's amazing. We met not only with Netanyahu, but we met with political leaders across the spectrum. And to a person, they are distraught about this Iran deal. You can understand why. I went up in a helicopter last Monday all around the state of Israel, from Jerusalem over to the valley, in the Jordan Valley, up to the Golan Heights. Around you could see Syria and Lebanon, over to Tel Aviv along the Mediterranean, then down to Gaza. Particularly when we're on the ground in Gaza. And you can see, talking to the soldiers and the civilians and others there, they feel every day in that area like we felt on the day after 9/11. And they feel like they don't have an ally in the United States, at least not in the President of the United States anymore. Well, I got to tell you, once and for all, we need going forward a commander-in-chief in this country who will tell it like it is and lay out that radical Islamic terrorism is a threat to us all, and we're going to do something to stop it. We need to acknowledge that Israel is an ally of the United States and start treating them as such. And we need a president with the courage to look the American people in the eye and tell them what might not be easy to say. And that is that this isn't going to take a day or a week or a month or maybe even a year. But I got to tell you, on behalf of your children and mine, when I think about the risks that we face and the question of the fact that it's not if another attempt is made on American soil, it is when another attempt is made. On behalf of your children and mine, I want to make sure we take the fight to them before they bring the fight to us.